Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Regional Admission Counselors of California College Fair. I'd like to thank you all for joining us here today. Just a few housekeeping items before we do get started. There's a Q&A button located at the bottom of your screen, which you can use to ask questions to our presenters at any time. And if you do have a question for a specific college, make sure to mention them within your question. Your camera and microphone are turned off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is also just one of many sessions happening this evening. There's an additional hour right after this, so definitely go check out to see what's available. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same site where you registered. Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first institution, which is University of Colorado Boulder.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lori Calloway. I am one of the Assistant Directors of Admission at the University of Colorado Boulder, and I work with students who are at a high school in Southern California. Now, the University of Colorado Boulder is the flagship research university within the state of Colorado. We are the oldest public school in Colorado, and we have about 32,000 undergraduate students. We're located in Boulder, Colorado, which has been ranked over and over as the #1 college town in America. It's about 300,000 people, more of a small city right up against the mountains. So a lot of outdoor activities, but also an area with a lot of industry and about 35 minutes away from Denver, which is the largest city in Colorado. As a Tier 1 research university, we do an extensive amount of investment in discovery and innovation. We're the #1 NASA-funded public school in the US, but we have smaller classes. About 85% of our classes are 50 students or less. And we work really closely with our students to help them customize their education to really match what they're thinking about and are more curious about. So students are able to choose from over 100 different majors and then add on minors and certificates to create a program that reflects their interests and gives them the ability to engage after college in a more unique way. So this is what I mean when I say you have a few more choices than average when you're looking at the University of Colorado Boulder. So we have an excellent business school and a school of engineering. We also have a premier music school, and we have strong theater and dance programs, as well as communication, advertising, and architecture. So it spans the gamut. Beyond the classroom, we want our students to engage in the area. Colorado, Denver, and Boulder especially have a lot to offer in terms of social and cultural events, as well as innovation, industry, and employment opportunities. It is one of the fastest growing places in the United States right now, and our students have a lot to do with that in terms of the activities. So over 750 different areas to volunteer, 450 study abroad opportunities per usual year. And students are able to research across 90 research centers, 11 research institutes. Innovation and entrepreneurship expands the gamut. We are a liberal arts and sciences research school, so we do review applications holistically. That means primarily we look at the academic record, which is the transcript. Currently, we're waiting to see if the state legislature will mandate us requiring the test score or not, but as soon as we know, we'll update the website. We also look at the qualitative factors, your essays, your letters of recommendation, how you spent your time outside of the classroom to make a decision. We need your application, which is the Common App, the personal essay, our supplemental essays for ourselves, the application fee, your transcripts. We'll find out about the test score, a letter of recommendation from someone at your high school, and you're welcome to send your resume. Our deadlines are received by deadlines, which means that either by early action, non-binding, or regular decision, all your materials need to be in our file to be part of your application. Just to summarize, the reason my students are coming to see Boulder is because they're able to launch onto amazing things. 74% of our students get into their first choice graduate program across all of our majors. And they're able to start off in an area of the country that has connections to bring them back home, or to explore a little bit more widely with a lot of support. We're a recruitment destination for a lot of really awesome opportunities. And we're also looking to help you understand how we might fit you. So if you'd like to check us out, feel free to connect in many different ways. And as always, reach out to your admission counselor. I'll drop my information in the chat afterwards. And thank you so much for your interest.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Up next, we have University of Delaware.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chuck Lydiard. I'm with the University of Delaware, and I do want to apologize. I'm having problems with my computer, and I'm coming live on my iPhone, and I do have a car full of kids. So my apologies, you won't be able to see me in person or my slides, but I'm going to do the best I can to articulate what I feel are some interesting nuggets about the University of Delaware, and I would love to follow up with anyone interested in following this. I am based in Long Beach, California, so I am on your time zone if you are coming in within California. But let's talk about the University of Delaware here. We're the flagship Tier 1 research school that's located in Newark, Delaware. And most times I'm talking to parents and students, I'm putting a map of the Mid-Atlantic in front of them, because when I say Newark, Delaware, they're like, Delaware, where are you talking about? And I have to talk about the major US cities on the East Coast that we're really close to, because a lot of times they get it then. They see that we're 45 minutes by car from Philadelphia. We're 90 minutes by train from Washington, D.C., a little bit north, close to Baltimore, and about 2 hours away by train from New York City. So I mentioned train a lot. I mentioned airports. We're convenient to 4 major East Coast airports that you can go nonstop from California in and out to. We're right along the lines of the I-95 corridor. So right off the exit of the major thoroughfare, and we're on the Amtrak and SEPTA commuter line. So our students have a lot of social and academic urban options, but we are a true residential college town. We are 35,000 residents in Newark, Delaware, and our campus size is 18,000 undergraduates. So technically we are a small school, or excuse me, technically we are a large school, but I feel we're on the smaller size of a larger school. And the reason I say that, because on top of our 18,000 undergraduates, we only have 6,000 graduate students on top of that. So when you think about it, students are able to, about 75% of our total students are undergraduates. So the resources for internships, for research, the connections with professors, they are focused on our undergraduate population. And the last thing I'll say regarding our undergraduate population is, even though we're the flagship state school in Delaware, only 30% of our total population is from the state of Delaware. 70% are coming from outside the state, and predominantly they're coming from Chicago-based east, but we do have a strong presence in the Mid-Atlantic and the Pacific coast as well. One thing I love academically at the University of Delaware is you can be admitted into any of our 150 plus majors as a high school senior, a rising first year student. We are a liberal arts university at its core. We have 8 different colleges that you can choose from, but actually 1/5 of our total students each year come in as university studies students. And what does university study students mean? It means that these particular students, for one reason or another, aren't committed to a major yet. They could be undecided between 2 or 3 different types of majors, or they just want to come in and transition to college. They want to go through our liberal arts curriculum. They want to get individual advising from our university study advisors and then figure it out while they're there. And it doesn't put them at a disadvantage. And in fact, I feel students who are able to be honest with themselves and say, you know what, I don't want to commit yet, are actually ahead of the curve in many regards. You know, one thing that I love about the University of Delaware is the fact you can be flexible and customize your degree experience around many different majors and minors. And our 4-year graduation rate is at 73% in 4 years. Some of the more popular majors and colleges that people know us on the West Coast happen to be more within the STEM fields, but we're just not a STEM engineering and health science school, although our programs there are fantastic. We do have amazing psychology, neuroscience programs, College of Business. We're one of 4 programs that has art conservation as an undergraduate and graduate has an undergraduate and graduate program as well. We have a College of Agricultural and Natural Resources too, marine biology. But I will say, nursing is our most competitive major. We have Dow, DuPont, Gore in our backyard in Newark. So chemical engineering is in the top 10 in the nation. That is a very competitive major. And exercise science, sports health are very competitive too, because we have the #1 PhD program in physical therapy. Why did I single these majors out? Because I feel that when you choose to apply to Delaware on either the Common App or Coalition, you must put those as your first choice majors, because the competitiveness for those particular majors are a little bit more. As I close here, I just want to let everyone know, you might look at Delaware, look at the fact we have great research amenities, internships, Division I sports, a vibrant Greek life, but you might say 4,400 first-year students each year, that's still way too big. We have many different living learning communities where we can make that even smaller. Our honors college is probably the most popular. We take 600 students each year. We have a World Scholars Program focused for those interested in political science, international relations, really anyone that wants to make global citizenship a part of their 4-year experience. You actually start traveling abroad your very first semester with other first-year students. And I will say travel abroad is very important at the University of Delaware. We were the very first school in the United States to do a formal travel abroad program. And I'm going to put in the chat my email. As I close, I will say this for everyone here, whether you're looking at Delaware or not, if you have a passion for entrepreneurship, write down Diamond Challenge. The Diamond Challenge is the #1 ranked high school youth entrepreneurship competition in the United States. It's hosted by Horn Entrepreneurship at the University of Delaware. Last year, we had over 5,000 high school students from around the world compete in this, from 55 countries and 32 US states. And you don't have to apply to Delaware to actually participate in this. If you have a passion to change the world through entrepreneurship, we would love for you to participate. Thank you so much. Thanks for dealing with my technical issues. I'll put my contact email in the chat. And I wish that everyone here, my co-presenters and everyone that's watching, a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Up next, we have St. John's University.
All righty. Hi, everyone. My name is Laura Fikasny. I represent St. John's University, located in New York City. We have many campuses there and lots of great information here I'll share with you over the next 6 minutes. But I'd like to start talking about the 4 main pillars of SJU before getting into anything else. St. John's is a Catholic university, but it's certainly not a requirement to be Catholic to attend St. John's. About 45% of our student body identifies as Catholic, which means the other 55% are either non-religious or practicing other religions. Everyone's welcome at St. John's. Second pillar of St. John's is that we're a Vincentian university, strong focus on community service and giving back to the less fortunate, both right near our campus and around the country and around the world. And finally, we're a metropolitan university. So I guess I should have started by saying that St. John's located in New York, and we'd like to make sure our students are embracing New York City and all that the city has to offer. St. John's really is part of the fabric of NYC. Finally, we're a global university with campuses abroad in Rome and Paris. Those are our main locations. For many of our students, it's not a question of if they'll be able to go abroad, but when is the best time? We have study abroad programs for students regardless of your major and regardless of your year in school. St. John's has 3 New York City campuses, with our main campus in Queens, right between the 2 New York City airports. So very convenient to get to and from the West Coast from our campuses there in Queens. Our second campus in New York is on Staten Island. The main difference between those 2 campuses, the main campuses we have, Queens has about 15,000 undergraduate students. Our Staten Island campus has about 2,000 undergraduate students, so significantly smaller. Our Manhattan campus, the third one listed there, has about 200 undergraduate students studying there. Those are business students only. Juniors and seniors in those business programs can opt to study in Manhattan for their final 2 years. As I said before, we have campuses abroad in Rome and Paris, very easy for our students to get there, and a great study abroad office that can get you anywhere else in the world that you'd like to go as well. Now, again, with over 17,000 undergraduate students, you're probably picturing really big lecture halls, being an anonymous face in the sea of students there, but that's not the case. Our average class size at St. John's is 17 students. The largest lecture hall we have on campus only fits 50 people, so you'll never be in a class larger than 50 at St. John's University. Outside of the classroom, we have over 180 different student organizations for you to be a part of. We have Greek life, we have pre-professional groups, mentorship programs, really so many different ways to get involved on campus. One of the coolest that I think is the Red Zone, which is the student section for our sporting events. We have 17 different Division I level athletic teams at St. John's University that compete primarily on the Queens campus, but our men's basketball team does play many of their home games at Madison Square Garden, the world's most historic arena, home of the New York Knicks and New York Rangers. So great chance for our students to get out there and really see how St. John's is part of New York City. Now, academically, over 139 different majors to choose from at St. John's. All of them fall within these 5 schools and colleges. Big areas of interest for us are the pre-health fields, bio, chemistry, pharmacy. We have great business programs, of course, as well, and our location in New York City allows for great internship opportunities within the business field. And of course, many different majors in between. That's just a brief introduction to all of the programs we have. You can head to our website to see a full list of those majors. Many students double major or add a minor to their program of study as well. Very easy and flexible for our students to do that. And of course, similar to what my previous presenters have said, it's okay to come in undecided at St. John's. You don't have to pick a major until the end of your sophomore year, and you can still graduate on time and in 4 years. Finally, we'll talk here about the application to St. John's University before wrapping up. St. John's is completely test optional. All of our majors that we offer do not require an SAT or ACT test score. The application to St. John's is either on the common application or we have our own St. John's specific application. Both of them are completely free to submit. There is no application fee for St. John's University. The only required document that we need is your high school transcript. We need to see grades from all 3 years of high school, or if you apply later in your senior year, we will need first semester senior year grades as well. Students will automatically be considered for merit scholarships. Those range from $5,000 all the way up to full tuition, and you can take a look at our website to see, based on your GPA or test scores, whichever is higher in our grid, you can see your merit scholarship now before even applying. 3 deadlines listed down there at the bottom, pretty different than many other schools on the West Coast. December 1st is our early action deadline. That's the date that I typically recommend. Early action is non-binding, whereas the previous deadline listed there, November 15th, is our binding early decision deadline. So December 1 is the one I encourage. After that, we do rolling admission. So if there's any seniors in the room tonight, we are still accepting applications for fall 2021 start. Juniors, the application will open up for you on August 1st. So take a look at the website or Common App to see more info about the application process. And finally, I think I have about 20 seconds left. Please head to our website, stjohns.edu/visit for more information, including videos of campus, campus tour, all sorts of great good stuff on there. Send me an email if you have any questions or if you want to talk with current St. John's University students. stjohns.edu/chat will allow you to do that in a one-on-one setting. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much for that presentation. As a reminder for our attendees, if you guys do have questions, definitely don't hesitate to drop those into the Q&A. Up next, we have Oklahoma State University.
Awesome, thanks, Clarissa. Hi, everyone. My name is Mackenzie Rash with Oklahoma State University. Let me start sharing my screen really quickly. Awesome. So Oklahoma State, we are located in Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is about 1 hour from Tulsa, as well as 1 hour from Oklahoma City. We are that tried and true traditional college town. So we have about 24,000 students in undergrad, but Stillwater, the town itself, has about 50,000 students. So everybody lives and breathes the Cowboys. It's a really fun atmosphere to be in. We have students from over 100 different countries, as well as all 50 states, and 33% of our students are from out of state, including myself. I am a proud alum of Oklahoma State, and I was an out-of-state student as well. Like I said, that traditional college town with just that traditional college experience. Just kind of OSU at a glance, we have over 200 majors to choose from, as well as 100 different minors. Some of our really common majors for our students on the West Coast include our engineering majors. You can double major in aerospace and mechanical engineering and only have to take 2 extra classes in that. Our Ferguson College of Agriculture is very popular. We have all of our live animal barns still in place, off campus, not on campus, but very close to campus. And we are one of the few universities left with that. And we also have a vet med school on campus with different vet majors to choose from, 5 different pre-vet majors to choose from. We have over 500 clubs and organizations to be a part of. And what's awesome is you get to start right off the bat. We have our organizations fair called Lights on Stillwater the second day of school. And so you're able to meet people and get involved right from the start. That's what I loved about being an out-of-state student, going to OSU, knowing no one, is it's super easy to meet people, make friends, find your niche, and just find where you belong at OSU. So academics wise, I am super grateful for alumni that have just continuously invested in our facilities to make that hands-on learning experience just be a reality with all of our different facilities on campus. OSU is a tier 1 research institution as well as a land grant institution, which means that research is a priority and affordability and accessibility are priorities as well. So here's some of our buildings on campus. Our Spear School of Business is that top left picture. We have a very large alumni association with a lot of great networking opportunities that the Spear School of Business is connected to. And so it's been really cool to just see Spears growing and our business majors just really excelling after college. We have one of the largest student unions in the country. That is that top middle picture right there, with a lot of resources for our students, as well as, you know, the fun places to eat, things to do. It is all in one spot. And then that top right picture is our Endeavor Lab. That is our engineering lab, which is solely dedicated to undergraduate research for our engineering. It is one of the few buildings in the country that is like that because it is fully dedicated to our undergraduate students. And then our Ferguson College of Agriculture is that bottom left picture. It is opening in fall 2023. We're really excited for that building that's in the process right now. We have a top rated honors college. The middle picture is our honors college, that middle bottom picture. And then that bottom right picture is our McKnight Performing Arts Center that just opened this past year. So a lot of exciting shows are going to be coming through there. I know New York Philharmonic opened it for us, as well as Cirque du Soleil came, and then COVID hit. So we're really excited to be kind of opening back up and having more shows coming through there for our students. So being that tried and true traditional college town, athletics are a big deal at OSU. We are in NCAA Division I athletics, and we are in the Big 12 conference. So Saturdays in Stillwater are so much fun with football, basketball, as well as women's soccer, softball, baseball, just any sport. It's so fun to get to just see the Cowboys play and be a part of the Cowboy family. So there is nothing like sitting in the student section and really just getting to cheer on each of our teams. So something that is unique about OSU is we have America's Greatest Homecoming, which this year is going to be our 100th year. So we're really excited about that. But basically, all of our student organizations come together to put on this large week full of events, including walk around, which our Greek system, our fraternities and sororities pair together to build these huge things we call house decks that are in that top left picture up there. Just a really fun experience to be a part of as a student, and super fun as an alum as well. So our application, we are not on the Common App or the Coalition app, but your application can double as your scholarship application as long as you complete your application on our website, send us your high school transcripts, a fee or a fee waiver. And then we are actually going to be test optional for the next 5 years. So we do not require a test score from you to apply to OSU. And then what makes your application your scholarship application is by completing 2 of the 4 essay questions, as well as the leadership and involvement resume on your OSU application portal. And there are 2 different ways to be admitted to OSU. We have those assured admission requirements where if you meet one of those, then you have an assured spot at Oklahoma State. But if you don't meet any of those 3 requirements, that's totally fine. We also have a comprehensive review where we look at your whole student profile, your essays, your leadership and involvement resume. So I encourage all students to apply, even if they're not meeting those assured admission requirements. And then finally, our out-of-state achievement scholarship. This really helps that out-of-state cost, making it closer to an in-state cost for our out-of-state students. So depending on your test score, as well as your GPA, you get this scholarship every year for 4 years at OSU. Like I said, my name is Mackenzie, and I help all of our students on the West Coast. So if you need anything, feel free to call, text, or email me. I will put my information in the chat, pass it off to Clarissa, and go Pokes.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Our final institution for this session is University of Minnesota, Twin Cities.
Hi, Everyone, my name is Kaylee Mattel, and I am the Regional Recruitment Director for University of Minnesota Twin Cities. I am based in San Jose, so I have Northern California all the way up to the Pacific Northwest. And I'll put my information in the box too, so if you don't get my email here, I'll go ahead and put it in the chat. But to start off, the University of Minnesota has over 150 different majors to choose from, as well as over 130 different minors. So there is so many different ways to really kind of tailor your education as well as marry it with your passions, your interests, and really form whatever career path you're interested in or whatever path you eventually want to end up in. There's so many different ways to test drive it too. So if you're not sure what it is exactly what you want to study, your first 2 years is a great time to really try different coursework, kind of see what you're passionate about, what you're really good at. And then the end of your sophomore year is when you officially declare your major. We have 8 freshman admitting colleges, nursing, College of Science and Engineering, which is very popular for our West Coasters, our Carlson School of Management, which is a well-renowned business school. We have anything from the biological sciences, liberal arts, to agriculture. So pretty much anything you want to study, I guarantee there's a major for or some type of pathway for that at our school. When you do apply to the U, you do apply to one of these 8 freshman admitting colleges. So you do have to be accepted into one of these colleges. We don't have what you would say like an undecided major. However, you can still be undecided in one of these colleges. So we just asked you kind of have an idea of what it is you're interested in studying. And on the application, you do have 2 options to put your first choice as well as your second choice. And so we'll automatically look at your alternate choice if we can't offer you admission to your first choice. So for instance, students interested in engineering, you would apply to our College of Science and Engineering. You don't need to put a major if you know exactly that you want to study chemical engineering or aerospace engineering, then you would put that as well. But you can still be undecided and you don't need to officially declare that major until your sophomore year. And you'll work with your academic advisors, kind of figuring out what coursework to take, maybe some different courses to try out, so you can really hone in on what it is you're passionate about with that. Our location, I believe, is one of our biggest selling points. We are located in the Twin Cities, so 2 side-by-side cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Great things about this is you really get the best of both worlds. To start, you have that collegiate feel. So we are a big campus, and we are located about 2 miles outside of downtown Minneapolis. So when you're on campus, you really feel like you're kind of in a small college town because we have what we call Dinky Town right next to it, which is right across the street. It's like a little area of restaurants, shops, bookstores, different student locations that you can explore and basically get everything you need. There's a Target on campus. And then we have Stadium Village where all of our athletes' stadiums are and arenas. So you really do get that sense that you're on a college, very much in a college town. However, you do have a whole city within 2 miles reach. So when you're walking to class, you're not looking up at skyscrapers, you get to look out at them. And we have a light rail that actually goes right in front of campus in 2 different parts. It will pick you up at campus. It will take you to downtown Minneapolis. It will take you to downtown St. Paul. It will take you to Mall of America if you want to go shopping, and it'll take you right to the airport. It's one of the most user-friendly transportation systems out there. You'll get the hang of it the first day you step on board. We also have a huge career advantage too, being in the city and the state capital as well. We have over 19 Fortune 500 companies located right in our backyard. So that's 19 internship opportunities or co-op opportunities. Target and 3M are actually big mentorships, and as well as partners with our engineering program and our Carlson School of Management. So you're actually working with the best of the best in these headquarters, and they're helping fund our programs as well as providing research opportunities, those mentorship opportunities, as well as those internship and job opportunities. We host the largest career fair every year in Minnesota, where you can go around whether you're looking for an internship or a job for when you graduate, and a great way to network with companies that are from all over, not just from Minnesota. We also have over 650,000 living alumni all over the world. So that's huge when you're thinking about leaving the university and whether you're moving to a new location or trying to find a new job, or you just want that mentorship opportunity. You really have that sense of family everywhere you go. Then we are also a huge hub for arts, music, culture, theater. We have the 2nd largest Broadway seat in America. So we have student discount tickets for that. And again, everything's literally a short light rail ride away. I have a map on here that kind of shows you how simple it is to get to Minnesota, whether you're from the West Coast or from anywhere. It's typically a direct flight, 3.5 hours from Northern Cal, about 3.5 to 4 hours from Southern Cal. So it's super easy to get to. And we also have one of the top airports in the country. People actually go there early to shop and eat, which is fun too. And then the light rail will take you from the airport right down to campus. We have scholarships available for out-of-state students, and they are merit-based. You just need your application. They range from $2,500 to $15,000. They're also advocacy-based, so if you have a good rapport with me, I can help fight for that and advocate for my students, which is also nice. Then, of course, our application. So we are available in August. There's an app fee of $55. You can apply through the Common App or our own application. All we need from you is your self-reported academic record, that fee, as well as we are test optional, as well as a lot of these other schools. So you do not need a test score or anything to apply to the university, and it won't be a disadvantage if you don't have one. I have our deadlines on here of early action. Our second early action date, November 1st, December 1st. Applying early, you just find out early. It's not binding, it's not early decision or anything. And then our regular deadline of January 1st. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to put my information in the chat box. Feel free to reach out and email me.
Thank you so much for that presentation. We actually do have one more college, and that is going to be Seton Hall University.
All right, thank you so much, and thanks for waiting for me to arrive. I appreciate that. My name is Lisa Hansen. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for Seton Hall University, and I'm located in the San Francisco Bay Area. And if you're not familiar with Seton Hall University, we are in beautiful South Orange, New Jersey, just 14 miles outside of New York City, 30-minute train ride to get into the city. So I always say we offer really the best of both worlds, where students can live in a nice suburban area and have New York City in their backyard. We are a mid-sized university, just over 6,000 undergraduate students, quite diverse with 45% diversity rate. We're also only an hour from Philadelphia and all sorts of outdoor fun in mountains and beaches close by. So what is it like to be a Seton Hall pirate? Well, we offer all the advantages of a research university, a large research university, but we're a smaller school. So you'll have access to your professors. They are not just your teachers, but they're going to be mentors to you, and you will get to know them very well throughout your journey with us. Some of our Pirate Pride numbers. We are #1 ranked in the country for our business leadership program for the last 5 years in a row. And we also have the honor of saying we are 4th in the nation for providing internships to students. Over 80% of our students will complete between 3 to 5 internships before they graduate. We're top 25 for highest paid graduates, and mid-career earnings are 50% higher than the national average. This slide gives you an idea of where our over 90 different undergraduate programs reside. Largest College of Arts and Sciences, but our schools that a lot of students are interested in from the West Coast include our School of Diplomacy and International Relations, with an exclusive alliance with the United Nations of America, a lot of great internships with the UN, embassies, either domestically or abroad, as well as the FBI, CIA, Secret Service, etc. Our Stillman School of Business, also very highly ranked. I'll talk more about that in a second. We have a direct College of Nursing, direct entry College of Nursing, as well as education, special ed, elementary ed, and secondary ed. College of Communication and the Arts is big with our students on the West Coast too, because of our access to New York City. Many of our students do go on to get internships with all the major TV networks, as well as intern on Broadway. Our School of Theology, pathway to the priesthood, if you're interested in that. And our School of Health and Medical Sciences offers a lot of dual degree programs, as well as our Seton Hall Law program. So again, our Stillman School of Business, highly ranked, hands-on training with our mock trading room, where students can learn to trade with a real fund of money. And we also have a market research center, a sports polling center, where our students work directly with ESPN and to conduct sports polls. And also we have a lot of dual degree programs. So we do have an engineering program and law programs, as well as health and medical sciences. Our engineering program specifically is a partnership with Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken, New Jersey. It is a 5-year program, so students can earn an undergrad and a master's in 5 years in engineering or artificial intelligence. We also have dual law programs. So for this, students can choose among different undergraduate degrees from business, diplomacy and international relations, political science, religion, or social work. So that's an undergrad plus a law degree in 6 years. School of Health and Medical Sciences, again, lots of dual programs, a 5-year athletic training program, as well as occupational therapy, physical therapy, physician assistant, or speech and language pathology within 6 years. And lastly, our joint MD program. So this is a BS to MD program. Here we partner with the Hackensack Meridian Health Group, which is one of the largest health providers and most renowned in the state of New Jersey. So this, again, it just kind of gives you an idea of what Seton Hall offers. Our average class size 21, 14-to-1 student to teacher ratio. And again, we are very focused on outcomes. As you'll see on this slide, Career Services does a really focused job to provide our students with a lot of great internship opportunities. So they can do internships with all these major TV networks, ABC, CBS, MTV, etc., as well as work with a sports industry. So they can work with the NFL, the NBA, or the National Hockey League. Also, we are very active as Pirates. We have over 150 different clubs and organizations, 26 Greek organizations, as well as Pirate Pride. So we're part of the Big East Conference at Seton Hall, Division I athletic teams, most well known for our men's basketball team, but recently our men's soccer team actually won the Big East just about a week ago. So very active as far as school spirit goes with our Pirates. We also give a lot of scholarships. So Seton Hall does give scholarships to almost 100% of students that apply, over $100 million each year. And we do have test optional applications again this year and going forward until through the fall of 2026 so far. So we do a very holistic review. At Seton Hall, we are also offering on-campus tours and visiting. If you can make it to New Jersey and visit New York City on the way while you're with us, we'd love to have you drop in and see our beautiful campus and take a tour and go to an info session. If you can't, we do have a lot of virtual resources and opportunities for you to explore our university otherwise. So with that, I am going to stop sharing. I hope you could see my screen. Sometimes it doesn't work, so it didn't work. Uh-oh. Okay, you didn't see any of that, right? Did my screen not share?
We did not have a screen share.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I wish you would have piped up. So, okay, well, that was my presentation. So thanks anyway.
Thank you everyone for your presentations. We do have a few moments left, so we are going to do a quick Q&A. And that is, what advice would you give someone going through the college process, or the college search process, excuse me, and we'll start with University of Colorado Boulder.
I would say start having conversations with your family or the support system that's going to be with you throughout college about what is really meets all of your needs, starting first with you as a student, academically, socially, what you're looking for, and also with your parents about financially what the opportunities you need to be looking for as a rising senior, and looking into the financial aid at school.
St. John's University.
Yeah, I would say while this pandemic has been a lot of downsides, the one upside has been the beefed up access to virtual campus tours and visits and communicating with college counselors. So this is a great time to start taking a look, especially as summer comes in here, and scheduling virtual visits or watching the videos of campus, just to see all of your options before getting to the campus even, which is the next best step after visiting them virtually, going to visit the schools that you're most interested in once you've been accepted to them.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I would say utilizing admissions counselors. We are all here to help you through this process, and especially the schools that you're really interested in, because there are so many schools with so many deadlines and just so many parts of applications. And so an admissions counselor really helps kind of work through those things and makes your lives easier. So utilize admissions counselors for schools that you're interested in.
University of Minnesota, Twin Cities.
I echo all of that. Most importantly, about utilizing your admissions counselors as well as your high school counselors, because they're working with all of us, and making sure that you're open-minded to. There might be schools that you're not aware of that aren't on your radar that might be the perfect fit. So working with those professionals that know a lot about the institutions and what you're interested in, as well as each individual school, because every school application process and admission process is completely different. So make sure that you do work with your admissions counselors where those ones you're interested in, so you make sure you're on the right path.
And Seton Hall University.
So I would say I echo everything everyone else said so far. I would say also, since you're going to be probably looking at quite a few different universities out there, get organized and start early. So all of us usually advise students to, if you can, put together a spreadsheet that'll really help you keep track of all those universities, all their intricacies, when their scholarship deadlines are, when their application deadlines are. And all those kinds of things, because it gets a little bit confusing sometimes if you have a lot of universities you're considering. So that's something that I would advise you to do.
Thank you everyone for those wonderful pieces of advice. And thank you attendees for joining us today. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback you can give us. This is also just one of many sessions happening. There's an additional hour up next, so definitely go check it out. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording at the same site where you registered. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great evening.